And I think that that's been a big deal for me to realize that I'm going to turn 50 this year. And I'm actually, for the first time in a long time, having this realization like, oh shit, we can actually change ourselves. And that is such an exciting thing to feel like I'm not shackled to the versions of the parts of myself that aren't serving me, that I can actually move on from them. So that's been really quite wonderful. And I've also just been spending the most possible time I can with my kids and getting rid of everything else in my life that is interfering with that. And that has been wonderful. I got, when I was on Supernatural, I'll get pretty psychological here for a second, but I was raised very poor, and we didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have housing. There was a lot of scarcity, and so when I started having the bounty of opportunity that came from Supernatural and this amazing fandom and everything that it allowed me to suddenly do, I felt like I had to do it all, and I couldn't afford to let anything pass by. And what that resulted in was me working like 80 hours a week and not having enough time in my life for my kids. When I was with my kids, I was so tired that I wasn't really showing up for them. And then I realized they're going to grow up, and they're really the only things that matter in my life to me. So I jettisoned a lot of things, including Gish, which was actually hard for me to part with, but it's been so wonderful to actually get to do like long division on weeknights. Yeah. Which, by the way, I had forgotten how to do. It's shocking what you forget. All right, that's all. Thank you. Hi.
My name is Julia, and I was wondering, what do you miss the most about being on Supernatural? And apart from being tortured by Jordan Johnson, what do you miss the least?
I miss the most showing up at work with a group of people that I love to be around. We laughed a lot, and we actually had real heart-to-heart connections, and I feel like I made lifelong friends working on Supernatural, and it kind of felt like coming to a second home. We have this expression, the Supernatural family, but we used that term on set, and it felt like it was true. And I miss going to work in that environment. I don't miss being so tired all the time, because we would also, not only was I like adding extra things onto my life, but we would be often like filming until, sometimes on Fridays, we film until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And then if we had a convention that weekend in, say, New Jersey, which is on the opposite side of the continent from Vancouver, we would go directly from set to a plane, fly to New Jersey, and go directly from the airport to stage here. And then they reset the week and start filming. We'd have to be on set at 6:30 a.m. on Monday. So we were always in this state of like jet lag, because our bodies, my circadian rhythm got totally destroyed. So I could never really sleep. And that was really hard. It was like super exhausting. I don't know if you know this, but people who work in American film and American television on crews have a life expectancy that's almost 10 years less than the national average. And it's because people work such ungodly hours, and their sleep suffers terribly, and they don't have time to exercise, and it's a lot. So I don't miss that. I do miss the paycheck. Thank you.
Thank you.
I miss the paycheck.
Hi.
I miss the paycheck.
I'm Allie. So back in Nashville, you had mentioned your favorite ice cream was peppermint.
Yes.
I was very excited because so was mine. So I want to know where you go to get the best peppermint ice cream, and I'm going to tell you where you should go to get the best peppermint.
Okay, so this is just setting me up to fail. You give me your answer, and then I'll tell you the right answer, because yours is going to be wrong. Well, I'll tell you, living on the West Coast, it's really hard to find peppermint ice cream. You can't get it at most, unless it's like Christmas time, and then they put on some special peppermint thing, which is ridiculous because it should be the only ice cream available year round. But I make peppermint ice cream, so bing. Mic drop. Where should I go? Your house? You make it better?
No, so there's a place in Connecticut by my parents' house. It's called Salem Valley Farms Ice Cream.
Salem Valley Farms? Where is that?
She's plugging.
Where's Salem? Is that like in the
On the
middle?
eastern half, like past the Connecticut River.
How far past the Connecticut River? Is it near like Chester?
Yeah, so like East Line, Old Line, that area, it's like 20 minutes from there.
That's great. My brother lives near there. Okay, Salem what?
Salem Valley Farms.
Okay, thank you. Hot tip. I appreciate it. Hi.
Hi, my name is Amanda, and my question for you is, if you could change the way cats die, would you?
No. That's not the answer you were looking for, huh? I can see the deep disappointment all across your body. How would you want Castiel to die?
He's like, no.
Well, I like that he died loving somebody, and he said, like, I love you, like, this is what's right. But if you had to change, like, he didn't make the deal with ESP, like, he didn't love you, like, how did you change that?
Well, I always had this vision of how Castiel's end, because I felt like there had to be some sort of tragic, heroic sacrifice in order to, I don't know, in order for it to be a satisfying ending. So I always thought that what a good thing to do with Castiel would be, like, if there was an asteroid coming toward the planet, and they fired Castiel out of a cannon, so fast that when he hit the asteroid, it deflected it away from Earth and saved the whole planet. That would have been kind of like a really poignant way to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so disappointed in me. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
My name is Erin. I want to let you know I really enjoyed the poems that you put out.
Thank you very much.
I wanted to know if there's a poet that you find particularly inspiring.
I love Billy Collins, and I love Mary Oliver and Rita Dove. I think I have like pretty middle of the road taste. Like they're all best-selling poets and poet laureates and big shot poets. But I think that there's a reason that they're so well known. They write beautifully and they write about specific moments in life and extrapolate from those to bigger themes, and I love that. And they're also digestible. Sometimes poetry, sometimes the poetry in the New Yorker can be like a puzzle. I'm like, wait, I can't understand what the fuck this is about. And I don't want a poem to feel like it hurts my brain. I want it to feel like it just lifts me up or makes me see something in a different way. And those poets do that for me. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, my name is Nicole.
I'm Nicole.
Hi. I was wondering, when do you feel like the truest version of yourself?
That's a wonderful question. Are you a therapist? I like being creative, and I like working on trying to solve problems, and I like working on rallying people together. I end up feeling like I'm maybe doing what I'm supposed to be doing when I'm working on kind of social good or political projects. And I notice I just feel like, that feels like it's giving me energy, not sapping energy from me. Last summer I went to Ukraine and met with President Zelensky and toured around some of the devastation in Ukraine and had really meaningful conversations with a lot of people who are leading the fight against Russia there. And it felt like it resonated with me, and it felt like it kind of changed my perspective on things and felt really important to actually going back tomorrow to Ukraine, and then going to be doing a similar trip there with my good friend Darius. But doing that kind of thing feels like on purpose to me. I will say also though that when I was doing Gish, the very first submission, the very first scavenger hunt that I did, the very first submission that came into my email, at that point I was having people email me the submissions, and the thing that people had to complete to get points on that one was cover yourself completely in cotton candy except for your face, and that your face needs to be covered in lipstick. And the first photo that came into my email, I watched it download, and it was this kid standing in his bedroom in the Philippines. He was like maybe 15 years old, and the cotton candy was melting. This pink cotton candy was melting to his skin, and his face was covered in red lipstick, and his expression was one of total misery, like you would expect. It was as if he had been tarred and feathered in this little bedroom in the Philippines. And I looked at that, and I remember shouting across the apartment to my wife, I think I found my life's purpose. So it's somewhere in between those two things. Yeah. Hi guys.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, good. I always feel bad taking you off stage. I hear the booze.
No, most of them have already left.
How did it go?
It went well.
I didn't hear the beginning of that story, but the end was great.
Yeah, well, it was just a story about me torturing people.
Oh, yeah. And your life's purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Well, we all know that's not true. It's the most philanthropic man on the tour. Please do it.
Make it happen!
And then I finish. Then we'll go to the car. Yeah.